Hi everyone, again I am in front of you with my new video of biology first chapter, the fundamental unit of life, the cell. And today I am going to explain the cell wall. It is humble request that please, if you are able to understand the topic, then do your duty to subscribe, like, share and comment. This is Girish Kumar Singh standing in front of you with a new topic, cell wall for class 9th. Okay. Students, all plants, bacterial cell, and fungi. Remember, plants, bacterial cell and fungi have cell wall. Okay, animal cells do not have the cell wall. It is outermost layer, layer of these livings, which are mentioned above, outermost layer of these livings. Location, uses, functions we will study one by one. Okay, this cell wall is non-living. What type of this? Non-living. Rigid. Do you know? Rigid means tough, hard. Non-living, rigid. Completely permeable. Completely permeable. You studied about the permeability. Permeability is the property of membrane which allow materials to go across through it. So this cell wall is completely permeable, secreted by cell itself. Secreted by cell itself to protect the cell contents. To protect the cell contents. This is found in plants, bacteria and fungi. It is outermost layer in these living organisms. This is non-living, rigid, completely permeable. And how it formed? Secreted by cell itself to protect the cell contents, whatever inside the cell, like the cytoplasm and other cell organelles, they all are being protected by cell wall in plants, fungi and in bacteria. Okay? Dear students, location. It is formed where? Inner. It is formed around plasma membrane, outside of the plasma membrane, from all the sides, outside the plasma membrane, and made up of cellulose. Do you know who discovered the cell wall? Remember who discovered the cell? Robert Hooke. And what he saw in his discovery? He saw a wall-like structure, a small room-like structure enclosed in a wall-like structure, and that structure is called cellular body. Okay, so here also Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered the cell wall in thin slice of cork. It was Robert Hooke who discovered the cell wall, because he observed the dead cell, and dead cell has nothing except the cell wall. So it was supposed that Robert Hooke discovered the cell wall, not the complete cell. It was discovered by Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Dead cell discovered by the Robert Hooke. Okay, let's talk about the physical structure of the cell. What is the structure of the cell wall? If we draw a figure here, just to take an example, I think the size of figure is enough. You know, the size of board is small. You know, the plant has the largest organelle, and it is vacuole inside the cell. The nucleus inside the plant cell is peripheral in position, as I discussed earlier. The nucleus is peripheral in position. Rest of the contents are the cytoplasm. These are okay. Many other inclusions and organelles are there. Okay, and an additional membrane around it. See the structure carefully. This is, I am drawing the cell wall here. In this way. Okay? This is. Look here. This is the cell wall, outermost layer. You know, this second layer is cell membrane or plasma membrane. Okay. So this cell wall encloses the plasma membrane all around. It is non-living, rigid, and protect the cell contents. Okay. The structure is formed by cellulose, a polysaccharide. Look here. Growing cells, growing young cells, meristematic cells. Meristematic, do you know? Meristematic cells are what? Students, you know that plant grow in height, in depth, and in diameter, and that growth of the plant is not in proper proportion like us. We have the limited height of hand, we have the limited height of length of leg, we have the limited shape of the proper proportion of these other organs, but plant has roots are very long, branches are very long, some leaves are small, some are big, trunk is maybe more in diameter or less in diameter. That means there is no proper proportion, ratio between the organs of the plant, because their growth is localized in certain regions. Means the tip can be grow, the stem will increase in diameter, not in height, maybe in height also, but when it is at the tip. Okay, likewise root. So these special types of cells are present in the region, like at the top, at the bottom, in between the nodes, internodes, in the stem. So these are the meristematic cells. Okay, some storage cells, photosynthesizing cell. Photosynthesizing cell means the cells which are capable to do the photosynthesis, and all parenchymatous cells. They all have an additional structure around the plasma membrane that is called the cell wall. Okay, cell wall is non-living, and this is found in these type of cell, and this type of cell wall is called the primary cell wall. This type of cell wall is called primary cell wall. Okay, and it is found in these structures, these type of cells. Now, some cells like xylem, cork, Scullein-chymatous cell, Scullein-chymatous cells, they all have an additional membrane around it. They all have an additional membrane. This is the primary cell wall, and they have an additional membrane. See the diagram carefully. In this way, where it is? What is the location? It is between the primary cell wall and in plasma membrane. Additional cell wall. This additional second, see carefully, this second one is called secondary cell wall. Okay, they have, these cells have additional secondary cell wall. And where it is? Inner to primary cell wall. Okay, primary cell wall will be outermost, and inner to primary cell wall. These cells, xylem, cork, Scullein-chymatous cells, have an additional cell wall inner to primary cell wall, and it is called the secondary cell wall. Okay, now from what is the material from which they form? Means chemical structure, you can say, physical chemical both. Cell wall means primary cell wall is made of a polysaccharide. And what is that polysaccharide? Cellulose. Do you know? Saccharide meant for the carbohydrate. Okay? Saccharide means carbohydrate are of three types. Mainly, there are many more types are also. Monosaccharide, disaccharide and polysaccharide. Polysaccharide is indigestible for the humans. Okay? They form the roughest components of food you studied. You know that there are protein, vitamins, minerals, fats and carbohydrates are the 5 components. Besides this, water and roughes are also considered as the component of food. Roughes prevent the constipation. They have the indigestible fiber, indigestible carbohydrate, and they are made up of polysaccharide, and one of the example of polysaccharide is the cellulose. This primary cell wall in plant cells is mainly made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a polymer. Cellulose made of thousand. Cellulose is, I am talking about the cellulose, is a long unbranched polymer, long unbranched polymer made of thousands of glucose units. Means thousands of glucose are combined and they form the cellulose. Okay, glucose is digestible. It is a monosaccharide, glucose. And when thousands of monosaccharides, means units of glucose, combine to form a chain, a string, that is called the cellulose. Primary cell wall is made up of cellulose. What is the property? This primary cell wall is highly permeable. This primary cell wall is highly permeable, means it allows all the things to enter inside the cell, to go across through it from the surrounding. That is the meaning of highly permeable. Okay, this secondary cell wall is made of lignin and suberin. These are complex substances and these are impermeable. Impermeable. What are impermeable? Lignin and suberin. Okay, and because of being impermeable, they do not allow water or any other substance, not allow water or any other substance, anything to cross. It does not allow anything, either water or any substance, to go across through it. Then what will happen? The cell will not get the sufficient amount of materials and it will ultimately die. Okay? Xylem is the dead cell. Okay? So it is lignin and suberin, means secondary cell wall is formed by these. Some living organisms have additional tertiary cell wall also, that is made up of this substance. This substance is impermeable and formed in the form of a mere line between the plasma membrane and cell wall, primary cell wall, between plasma membrane and the primary cell wall. This is in middle. Okay, so this is the made up of lignin and suberin and impermeable. This do not allow anything to cross it. That's why cell will not get the materials which are required and ultimately the cell will die. Okay, so this is the secondary cell wall. Now, a structure is found inside the cell. If you erase this, you will be able to understand. I am erasing the secondary cell wall. Okay, this way and this way. And this way I erased it. Okay. Now see, this is not the, now secondary cell wall is not there. Okay. Here you are seeing that it is going to form the another cell. Here will be the another cell. Similarly, here will be the another cell. This is the another cell fraction. So this is a cementing material is found here, and it is called the middle lamina. Middle lamina, mainly at the corners. It is cementing material. You know, if you will make a house, you will not put the bricks one by one over them. You have to put some sticking substance that is called the cement between the bricks to make them stick together, and that will make the house strong and make the bricks, the walls to stand straight. Okay. Similarly, this middle lamella also joins the adjacent cells together. Okay. Because of middle lamella, the adjacent cells are joined together. Another structure is plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata. It is the intercellular connection. Intercellular connection, you know. Intercellular means between cells. Between cells means from one cell to another. There is a connection, because this wall is not in the form of a straight line, it is porous in this way. It is porous. This porous structure, this side also, this porous structure, every side, in this way, porous structure. So between these pores, the thin strands joins one cell to another, and this is the plasmodesmata that establish the intercellular connection between the cells to exchange some required materials from one cell to another. Okay, listen once more carefully. The cells are joined from one cell to another cell by the cementing material, that is the middle lamina. Okay, and plasmodesmata are the very thin strands that establish intercellular connection between the cells to, if required, to transfer the intercellular materials. Intercellular means inside the cell. Whatever the material is inside the cell, that is the intercellular material. Okay. So this is the structure of the cell. Now you understand the definition, structure. Now what is the function? Let's talk about the function of plasma membrane. Cell wall function. Number one, it provides mechanical support. What type of support? Mechanical support to plants. Because it is rigid, what will happen with the mechanical support? That help the plant This property of the cell wall helps the plant to stand against gravity. Against gravity, otherwise plant will go down. And make the leaves spread and expose to the sun. Expose to the sun. If cell wall will not be there, the leaf will not expose in this way. They can be bowed in this way. Lose it. Okay. So this cell wall provides the mechanical support, strength that make the plant to stand straight, as well as spread the leaves and expose them into the sun. That's why they are able to do the photosynthesis, because it is hard. One thing. Second is because of it protect the cell from mechanical injury. It protects the cell from mechanical injury. It is outermost layer. So whatever, like the wind is blowing, rain is happening, temperature is rising, everything will first affect on cell wall. This cell wall protects the inner side material from the mechanical injury, wearing, tearing, etc. Besides this it protects the protoplasm. Do you know protoplasm? Protoplasm is referred to the cytoplasm and nucleus together. Cytoplasm and nucleus together called the protoplasm, primitive substance. Okay, so this nucleus as well as the cytoplasm is protected from the surrounding change by the cell wall. If there will be any change in the surrounding, temperature is rising, the inside of the cell will remain unaffected because of presence of cell wall. Okay. Another function is it is highly permeable because of being permeable. It allows the materials to pass across it. Because of being permeable, it prevents the materials, allow the materials to move across it. So these are some functions. There are so many functions, but these are the main functions of the cell wall. Okay. Now, students, let's study a phenomenon which is necessary to know. That is called the plasmolysis. Plasmolysis. Okay. Now think about it. If you put a plant cell, place a plant cell in a hypotonic solution. If you put a plant cell in hypotonic solution, which type of solution? Hypotonic solution. Do you remember what type of solution is hypotonic? It has the more amount of water in comparison of the water present inside the cell. Okay, the solution inside the cell is concentrated in comparison of the solution in the medium. Okay, so that will be the hypotonic, means water is more. Okay, so if a plant cell will be placed in a hypotonic solution, what will happen? The water moves where? Inward the cell. Water move inside the cell. Then what will be the result? The cell will have the more content of water. The vacuole will swell, turgid, and the cell organelles will also swell. Okay? See here, if suppose this is a plant cell, it is the cell wall, and if it will be placed inside a hypotonic solution, it will swell, become turgid. Okay, in this way. Because of being turgidity, this cell wall, this plasma membrane, because of vacuole and other organelles, exert a pressure outward. Cell wall is rigid, so it will encounter this force. Okay, and because of this, the shape of shell remain fixed. It is also a function of cell wall, that it provides shape to the plant. Okay, this pressure that is exerted by water inside the vacuole and other cell organelles that exert a pressure at the wall, at the cell wall, is called the Turger pressure. It is also called hydrostatic pressure. Because of water. That's why its name is hydro. Hydro means water. The pressure exerted inside the cell because of water is called hydrostatic or Turger pressure. This pressure exerts on the cell wall. Cell wall also try to maintain its rigidity, so it exerts the force to inside the cell to plasma membrane, and because of that the shape of cell remain fixed. Now it is the case of hypotonic solution. Now what will happen if this plant cell will placed in a hypertonic solution? Can you think what will happen if this plant cell will placed in hypertonic solution? The students, do you know, if the plant cell will kept in hypotonic solution and swell but it not burst because of presence of cell wall that counters the Turger pressure. Cell wall counters the Turger pressure, so because of entering water, the plant cell will not burst because of rigidity of the cell wall, it not able to consume the excess water. Okay, but it is not the case of animals because they have not the additional cell wall around them. Okay, now come to the topic, hypertonic solution. If we place the cell in hypertonic solution, then what will happen? You know, hypertonic solution will have more solutes in comparison of the solutes present inside the cell. Hypertonic solution means medium will have the more solutes in comparison of the solute present inside the cell. Okay, then what will happen? Think about the situation. If you are washing your clothes for a longer time, what will happen? The fingers will shrink. Okay, similar phenomenon happens here. Okay, the water from the cell comes out. As a result, the cell shrink. Okay, when the cell is kept in hypertonic solution. Okay, now the shrinking or shrinkage of cell when it placed in a hypertonic solution is called plasmolysis. This is the phenomenon. Shrinking of cell when it kept in the hypertonic solution is called the plasmolysis. There are certain stages in plasmolysis. This not happens at once because the water moves through the osmosis and that osmosis is very slow. Okay, so cell shrinks slowly. Some steps you have to understand. Look here, once again I am drawing the picture, means diagram. Suppose it is a cell and this is a, now you can imagine what will be this cell wall, okay, and it is the case of plant cell. If you have any problem, I am repeating again and again, feel free to ask whatever the time slot given to you. Okay, here will be a vacuole, full swelled, and here will be the nucleus, the nuclear membrane, rest of the contents of the cell like cytoplasm. Okay, this is, think about, this is the condition A. Okay, now second condition again. This is the cell wall. Think about the similar diameter. It is okay. Now see at the figure carefully. This is again cell wall. Nucleus will be here and vacuole will be here, and the rest of the things are the cytoplasm. Think this situation is B. Now again think about this situation. That will be the C. Now what will happen here? This is the cell, this will be the vacuole, and this will be the nucleus and rest of the cytoplasm. And think about the last condition here. All are similar size, same shape. Okay, though the diagram is larger or smaller, but you have to consider them are same size. Okay, this is condition D, C. Okay, this is the normal cell. Okay, This cell showing the limiting plasmolysis. This cell is showing the incipient stage, and this is showing the evident stage. Okay, what will happen in stage 1? This is the normal cell. In stage 1, when the cell is kept in the hypertonic solution, water start to move outward from the cell. Started to move from the cell to surrounding medium. Then the cell first shrink at the corners, and this is called the limiting plasmolysis. In next condition, when the situation continue and there is the continuous movement of water out of the cell, then it shrinks and come into the middle. That is called the incipient plasmolysis. And when the situation remain continue, the cell will shrink and settle at one side, and vacuoles shrink, become very small. Whole the water from the cytoplasm has been removed. Okay, and it is the evident plasmolysis. And this is the condition when the cell is kept in a hypertonic solution. Okay, you can imagine the resin kismish that has the shrinkage, but that resin is not kept in hypertonic solution. It is dried in sun. Okay. Now deplasmolysis. Deplasmolysis, just opposite, just like take a word like, and opposite of like is dislike. Similarly, plasmolysis and opposite is deplasmolysis. Means if we placed a plasmolyzed cell, means shrinked cell, plasmolyzed cell in hypotonic solution. Which type of solution? Hypotonic solution. It again recover or gain its shape. Why? Because the water started to move inside, and if we get it again its shape, the phenomenon will called is called what? Deplasmolysis. If you will see the video again and again, listen the words again and again, you will able to understand. This will not understandable by you in one time. Okay? So plasmolysis will happen when the cell is placed in hypertonic solution, and deplasmolysis will happen when a plasmolyzed cell will kept in a hypotonic solution. Okay, dear students, this is all about the cell wall. Hope this video will help you to understand the topic. If you will unable to understand, I am repeating once more, you feel free to call me at the given time slot which is given by your school. But if you will see the video again and again, you will able to understand all the things. And please do your duty to subscribe, like, comment and share. Okay, that will give the benefit to more number of students, and my effort will also become successful if you will subscribe, if you will share, if you will comment, if you will like. Okay, thank you. This was Girish Kumar Singh explaining this topic for class 9th. Okay, thank you very much. Stay home, remain safe. Bye.